how's it going? It's Samantha here. So I'm finally getting around to doing some updates on my Vandas because I have a few in spike and a couple that are in full bloom. And please excuse the mess. I'm in my sunroom right now and as usual it's always a mess in here. But yeah, this one has been growing in sphagnum moss for a couple of years now. And I'll show you the root system quickly and just talk a bit about how I grow them. So here is the root system, and it seems to be doing very well. However, it's growing in sphagnum moss, as you can see here, and the plant is top heavy, so it's always wanting to fall over. And I want to remove this plant here in its pot. It's in like this cheap plastic pot, as you can see, and it's always falling over. So I want to remove it and put it in like a heavier, maybe clay pot or something like that. I tried removing it the other day and it was practically impossible because the roots are really stuck to this pot. Now, for my Vandas, I did observe that during the colder periods, the roots would, the tip of the roots would start to die off, as you can see there. But then come the warmer months, the roots start growing again. So maybe it's been under 2 years. I'm just really bad at documenting my my orchids. I've been slacking, and that's a bad thing about not keeping a record. So that's that, and I'll show you my other one. Oh, and it is time to water the plant because, as you can see, it's really dry. And with respect to watering, I don't really have a set schedule. It's kind of just based on the plant itself. So I'll feel the medium if it's like super dry, as you can see, you can hear it. It's time to water. And as well, I also lift up the pot and it's really light. So definitely it needs watering. And I think the last time I watered this was probably 2 to 3 weeks ago. All right, and I have to put it somewhere so it doesn't fall over. Okay, sorry guys. As you guys are probably aware, I don't like to edit my videos. I just kind of go with the flow, and sometimes my videos turn out really awful and unedited and whatever. Stay still. As you can see, this is another one that is in full bloom. Ugh. It's just, look, it just falls. Not good. Alright, so, oh, and for this one and the other one, I lost the tag. It's probably deep in the medium somewhere, but I'm too lazy to go get it. But isn't it pretty? It's so nice. And this one has one bud blast. As you can see here, the roots are getting a little crazy. Oh, and I also have this horrible habit of just moving around too much with my camera, and I know it's kind of annoying, but I'm sorry. And I do have a tripod, but guys, after all these years of making YouTube videos, you think I'd get better at this, but I'm still just a rookie. Okay, so I wish I had the tag for you guys. Alright, enough of this beautiful buddy here. I'll try to put him back without him falling over. Alright, stay. Okay, so what do I want to talk about? Oh, and I have a few plants here. A few large Vandas that I am growing in sphagnum moss as well, in glass vases. And all right, I love these babies in their glass vases, but the roots are starting to get a little cray, and I know I'm gonna have to repot it and put it in a glass, a larger vessel, and I will have a hard time, because if you take a look at the root system, it's pretty nice. But the thing about growing in these glass containers is the roots will get stuck, you know, to the sides. I guess I never really thought it through. I love looking at the roots. I think it's beautiful. But when it comes to time to repot, I don't know what to do. I think I'll just have to sacrifice some roots. But yeah. And the reason I don't do semi-water culture with Vandas or most of my orchids anymore is because I find sphagnum moss, it's a lot less maintenance. And on top of that, I'm on an RO system. My tap water is very, very hard. So with an RO system, you don't have unlimited water. I think I have like maybe, I get like a few gallons a day. And with my large plant collection, my orchid collection, I need a lot of water. So with sphagnum moss, I can get away with just not watering as much, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm not only using my RO water for my orchids, I also have, I think, 60 Hoyas and tons of other houseplants that I also use the RO system for. So that's the downside of having an RO system. When I was in the city, I could just have unlimited water. It's not a problem. The water was soft, so watering was never an issue. But with here, living here and just having a well, I have to be very careful with my water use, because water is precious. Water is like gold here. So that's that. And I do have the tag for that. Anyways, that doesn't matter for now. You guys just want to see the roots, and you can see this root system is getting really long, and I have to be very careful that I don't break it. All right, so that's that. This one here, it is time to repot. So here's the tag. So focusing. Nope. Okay, I got it in 2016. Yeah, I got this plant in 2016. And as you can see, the root system is getting a little crazy. So I will have to repot it. And I'm gonna repot it just in bark. I've never had experience potting or using bark medium for my Vandas before, so we're gonna give it a go. I think it's going to be okay. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what kind of medium you use, as long as you give the plant whatever requirement it needs. In the beginning, I heard horrible things about sphagnum moss, but it turns out that it's not that scary to use as long as you're really careful about overwatering. It's really important just to give your orchids a really dry period. So this one here, it's time to water. As you can tell, the roots are silver. The medium is very light. So yeah, it's time to repot this and give it a good drinking. Last night I went ahead and repotted 3 Vandas into these clay pots. And yeah, those are the first 3 Vandas those are the first three Vandas. I'm losing my train of thought here. Okay, these are the first 3 Vandas that are potted in bark, so we're gonna see how that goes. I think it'll be fine. As you can see, the root system, it was just getting too overgrown for the plastic drinking cups that I was planting them in. You can see this one here is a crazy root system. Yeah, and it was always tipping over and falling over, and yeah, it was time. I hate repotting. It's not a favorite chore of mine, so I try to hold it off as long as I can. But as you can see here, it's getting crazy, the root system. It's just too long, so I needed, oh shoot. So I needed to pot it in something that was just going to keep it stable. Okay, and let's take a look at some spikes. So this is my Vanda Costylis Cole Marie. It's got beautiful dark purple, almost black blooms, and it's got a spike there. I'll show you the root system. My Vanda Costylis and Ring Costylis orchids, they grow pretty slow, but as you can see here, the root system, the roots are very dry. They're gray, so it means it's time for a drink. And I pretty much fertilize my Vandas and all my orchids with every watering. So I just dilute it, and yeah, just a very small amount of fertilizer. And so what I do is I pretty much just pour the water into the vessel, and there would be about maybe half an inch of water at the base, and within a day or two, usually within a day, the sphagnum moss and the roots would just absorb the water and the nutrients, and that's good to go. So that's pretty much how I do it. These ones in bark, I plan on watering them by just doing the same thing, but I don't know, I think I'll probably have to water them a bit more, maybe once every 2 weeks or so, or 1 week, depending how dry it gets. And we'll see how that goes. Here is my Ring Costylis Gigantea Peach. It's got 3 flower spikes, growing very slowly. You can see the root tips are starting to die off. So, if I had a choice, would I plant these in bark or sphagnum moss? I'd probably go with sphagnum moss because I can probably get away with watering less. But another issue with sphagnum moss is it's really expensive. And I can't just go to the store and buy them. I have to buy them online. And they're about $26-30, and I can go through that very quickly. With bark, I can just go to my local grocery store, Rona department store, and just go pick it up. So it's easier that way, easier access, and 1 bag of bark can last for a long time. So anyways, we'll see how using bark goes. I'm not too worried about it. Over here, I was running out of containers. I think it was last year, and the only thing I had available that could fit this root system was a glass food container, so that's what I'm using. It's not pretty, and it's just a wild mess with the roots. It's crazy. Still have some nice root tips. But I think maybe sometime early next year I will have no choice but to repot this into something bigger. I'll show you the root system. It's really nice. Again, you can see the roots are silver, so it's thirsty. So I'm gonna water that. Let's see what else I have. This is my Stylus Gigantea red spot cartoon. It's got beautiful red flowers. Spike is coming along. And what else do I want to show you? I guess that's it for now. I really wanted to keep this video short, but somehow we're going on to 16 minutes. Oh, and while I'm here, I've got some flower spikes. Can you guys see that? On my Oncidium Twinkles. So I'll do another video when they are in full bloom. And I also have some flower spikes or buds on my Dendrobium. So that's for another video. Right there are some Hoya cuttings that I'm trying to root, and sphagnum moss. I've rooted some in water, and I find that rooting cuttings in water for Hoyas, they go a lot quicker, so I kind of regret potting them up in sphagnum moss. I've got a few that are rooting in water right now, and they're already pushing out new roots and just getting really good results. Anyways, again, that's for another video. Okay guys, sorry for this really random, sporadic video. I wasn't intending on making a video, but I figure since I'm watering the Vandas today, thought I'd make a quick video. And here is Jax, and there's Maya, being such big babies who want to come in. And beautiful sunset outside. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.